It's quite amazing seeing you here today. You look nothing like the character we've just witnessed in the film.
Thank God. Thank you for having me here. I'm very happy to be here, and I want to congratulate the organizers and to thank them for continuing this beautiful festival and spreading Romanian cinematography. Thank you.
So it's quite an interesting film. I think there was elements that were based on a true story.
Yes, yes. Sadly, it's based on a true story. It all happened, I think, in 2014, if I'm not mistaken. So 3 Romanians stole very valuable paintings from a museum in Holland, and yes, they burned the paintings.
But somehow this film gives there's a humanity to the act of the mother in the end, of what she does to protect her son.
Yes, of course. There are a lot of nuances of the story. When I first heard the story, the real story, I was in high school, and I remember I felt very ashamed of what happened. I felt very ashamed of what some Romanians did, and I felt bad. So I felt as though it was my fault somehow. But growing up and reading the script that Christian wrote, I see it differently. I know that the issue is more complex, and there are a lot of reasons for which what happened. And I think what the film does is that it makes you contemplate the individual and social responsibility that everyone has for this kind of event.
I think there's a comment that one of the characters says at a point is, it's just where you're born. So there's a kind of luck of the draw of where you happen to be and what the chances of life are. So I think the film shows very clearly the kind of what few options people can have coming from very poor places. So. No, but your character is quite phenomenal. And looking at you now, how do you prepare to change so completely into this other person?
Well, it was a lot of fun, I have to admit. I read the script and I enjoyed it a lot. It was even therapeutical, if I think about it, in a way. It wasn't that hard because Christian is very talented at writing, and I didn't have to think a lot about what I have to say or what I have to do. The script is very well written, and I enjoy that he knows how to, construct suspense, and it makes you, in the audience, figure out the background in very few words. You don't have to do a lot of things.
And Theodora, did she give you kind of many indications of what she wanted you to do?
Yes, Theodora. I enjoyed that she didn't want to make a historical accurate movie. She wanted to make a fact-based story, but completely fictionalized. Like, I didn't study the actual character. She said we can do whatever we want, and it was very important for us to have that liberty to say the line in any way that I felt comfortable in saying it.
So that gives you a complete freedom then
Yes.
to kind of create with your colleague in this kind of team that you're building to create kind of rapport with each other.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of courage for a director to let his actors have that kind of freedom.
And so there's no improvisation. You're being quite close to the script the whole time.
There are bits of improvisation, especially the swearing bits. But no, structurally, we're very close to the text.
And Matisse, I didn't get the joke. So some people laughed, and you have to explain for the English in the audience, what is Matisse?
Yeah, I noticed there are a lot of Romanians in the audience, and they understand that Romanians have a very creative way of swearing. So they're very poetical.
I think that's enough. So there's a roving mic, and so we don't have that much time. So if there's questions, we can Be very happy to have questions from the audience, if you have anyone. Not yet? Yes? Okay, great. There's a question up here. Thank you.
Sorry.
In the middle, at the back there? Yeah? Then, yeah, there we go.
Hi. Lovely role, by the way.
Thank you.
Where was it filmed? In Romania and...
We filmed in Romania, Belgium, and Holland.
Okay.
In different cities, and the museum. We were supposed to film in the actual museum, but they called the guys from Holland, from the museum, and they said, look, we want to make a film about, you know, the event when 3 Romanians stole 3 paintings. And they said, no. Yeah, but it's just a film, and no, thank you, but no. So we had to film in Belgium.
It worked.
2 years ago. We started in 2023 and we finished in 2024.
Okay. It was a long production, I guess.
It started in November 2023 and it ended in January 2024.
Thank you.
Just wait, if you could just wait for a mic. There's a... Okay.
Good evening. Congratulations. After creating this movie, how are you feeling like Romanian citizen?
I feel good as a Romanian citizen.
Not for me. Okay, please continue.
After viewing the film, I
Yeah.
understand that. It's normal, I think. I feel good about it because I'm not ashamed about talking Romania the way it is now. And I think it's important because, you know, the purpose of theater and by extension of cinematography is to mirror the world as it is so that we as individuals can contemplate the issues that the film talks about. And it's important to do that. And in order to do that, we have to depict our own mistakes as they are so that we can see ourselves in a better light so that we can change in the future and not repeat the same mistakes that we have made. So I'm not ashamed of being a Romanian at all.
There's another one down at the front here. Yes, please.
Thank you. Hi, congratulations on the film and to the rest of the cast. I just wanted to ask you regarding the casting process. Was this something that you've already discussed with the director, they already had you in mind, or was it something that you auditioned for?
The auditions lasted for 6 months. I wanted the role very badly, but before this role, I was only casted in like scared guys, you know, guys that fell in love and lost the girl. So kind of silly male roles. So I really wanted this part because it was a completely different register, but I figured out that the director was not going to want me because I'm kind of a goofy guy and I'm not that imposing and aggressive. So yeah, I studied it a bit and I got it. But it lasted a lot. Like they thought a lot about getting me in the team or not.
And was it the casting in Romania or over here?
In Romania.
In Romania. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it's a transformation. It's quite incredible to...
Thank you.
Congratulations. It's a fabulous performance on all levels. I personally found it difficult to watch. I think there's so many layers, so many subtleties, so many issues, from social issues, poverty, hypocrisy, judiciary and all the rest of it. But the script is really an incredible journey into those issues. My question is, did Cristian Mungiu, who wrote the script, did he get involved in the film beyond the script, given that he's also a director?
So the thing about Christian is that he is very interested in, you know, Romania as it is now as a country that has passed communism. And he's very interested in this trauma that communism left. And every time he is involved in a project, this is the second time I'm working with him on a project, and I've noticed that he's very protective of his own child. He wrote the story. So of course he was on set, of course he gave suggestions, of course he talked to everyone, trying to be very, I don't know how to say, strict, to not betray the script, trying to be careful not to betray the script. But of course, he would not do anything that Teodora wouldn't want to do, or he would not impose her to do something that he wanted desperately to do and she didn't want to. So it wasn't like that. He was there, he tried to convince us to do certain things, but Teodora had the last word every time. I don't know if I answered your question.
Yes, I think so. If I could add just one comment.
Yes.
It's very deep, the film. I found it really overwhelming. I live in this country for a very long time, and I see so many stereotypes in this film. And I think at the end of it, what crossed my mind was that it will take probably another generation to go through the trauma of communism. It ended 35 years ago as a system, as a political system, but actually its legacy is so much longer. And seeing this film, I think it's so much there. So well done again, an extraordinary performance.
Thank you.
Good evening. Congratulations to all the cast and the crew. I really enjoyed it. But I was wondering actually, what was the most rewarding scene to film?
For me personally, I enjoyed the kitchen scene when I tried to convince Ginelle to convince his fiancée to work as a prostitute. I enjoy the way that scene is written. It's a way of installing suspense and tension by doing almost nothing, just standing behind him and talking about, you know, what's it like to live and work. And he just feels cornered, and he feels pushed to make decisions that he doesn't want to make. I very much enjoyed that scene, so I think that's my favorite scene. But I have a lot of different other scenes that I like, and in which I'm not. My favorite scene is with the prosecutor, talking about, you know, you think we are they, but you think we are you. I never get it right, but I think it's genius. And I love the scene in which the old man shovels the mountain of sand. It's a very beautiful image. It's he's never going to finish. He's going to die, and the sand is still going to be there. But that image reflects like this Sisyphic work. It reflects what's happening with some people in Romania that never end up doing what they want. You know, they never finish. Very beautiful. So there are a lot of things that I like in this film, not necessarily my scenes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, in some way the robbery is a kind of just the excuse then to unpack a whole series of contradictions and this whole sort of the Western Europe and how the othering that they do to Romanian immigrant workers is like very powerful. And the whole scenes of the bus. So there's a lot of information of the kind of processing of people coming through, busloads of people and their papers, and this idea that they then don't get paid. So there's the kind of the corruption that's there. So there's a kind of, there's so much, it's hugely layered in so many ways that, and then the robbery is just like part of that layering. I think It's the second time I've seen the film, and I thought it had been recut because I'm like, I don't remember all these pieces. So it's huge, so many pieces, incredible.
Yes, I agree. I've seen it 5 or 6 times, and still I thought about extracting a simple message from it, and it's not possible to do that. There are a lot of themes that the director and the writer try to deal with here.
Yes, I mean it's a phenomenal piece of work for a young director with the backup of Munju, of course. But it's like what she's done, because it doesn't feel like a Munju film. It's like it really feels like her film, because there's a whole other system she's using, and the kitchen scene is one of them. There's like how she's placing all the characters in a room to build the tension.
Exactly. Like who knows? Christian knows that he has a different rhythm, and he's more based on static scenes and imagery, and she's not.
No, and she's got the cameras moving, so which is kind of building this tension as well. So we've got a couple more questions. If there's one at the back, okay, great.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Congratulations and thank you for this performance. It was
Thank
amazing. And it's a bit strange to see with all this hair. My question would be, what was in the suitcase at the end?
The suitcase at the end?
In Natalia's suitcase. What
Natalia's
would you say? That's my hope.
Some of the paintings. I don't think so. But we don't have an answer for that, so you can imagine that if you want to, but no. Very poor chances for that happening.
There's another question just behind you, Alex. Yeah.
Yes, please. There? Or?
Yeah.
No?
Yes, the guys.
I found the movie very moving, very realistic. It thread that fine line between being formulaic and universal. And the story, I find it could happen anywhere. We shouldn't be. That's questions about being ashamed of being Romanian. I don't find them right. There are many countries in this world where people live beyond the law. They are poor and they don't understand anything. So in a way, the story is universal, and it was very well played. And you don't look that menacing. You're a very good actor.
Thank you.
There's one more question over here.
Good evening. Do I have time for one last question? Yeah? Perfect. Thank you. A big thank you to you, to the cast, to the organizers, and to everyone. A very, very nice movie. Out of curiosity, what happened to the actual convicted people in real life? Do you know where they are right now? What's going on?
I have not researched that because at some point they told us not to do that, so we would not make up characters that would look like them, you know. But what I've heard is that they moved in England. And I read a news report, I think 2 months ago, that one of them wanted to sue Christian because he used their image in a non-accurate way. But I don't know what happened to that initiative. I don't think...
That's the next film.
I don't know. I don't know a lot about them. We try to stay away from that part of the story because I think what mattered to us most was what are we going to talk about in this film? You know, what are the messages that we want to get through to people? And not so much about, you know, depicting some real people that actually existed. You know, it's what they did and the reasons for which they did what they did matter.
So we've had the signal, so we have to end the Q&A now. But thank you so much for staying, and come again to the other films. We have many, many more interesting films this weekend, and it's a unique opportunity to see many of them. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.